Hey everyone, it's Taco Wednesday. We're having tacos. It is a couple hours before dinner time. I'm gonna go ahead and get my meat started. I'm making a homemade taco meat. I put about 2 pounds of ground beef into this pot. I'm making a double batch because we're having Mexican pizzas on Friday, and I'm gonna use some of the meat for that. So go ahead and break your meat up. We're gonna cut up 1 onion, 1 bell pepper, some jalapenos. I'm gonna seed them and cut them up, and then a couple cloves of garlic. Let's get these vegetables all cut up. I'm gonna try to go through it kind of fast so I can get my meat started. I mean, they don't have to be finely chopped or anything. Rough chop is just fine, which is what I'm gonna do. And I'm gonna put everything in this little bowl right here next to me. Ooh, sneeze. Now the bell pepper, I'm just gonna kind of chop it chunks. Let's see. Just rough, big chunks, because they're gonna cook down anyway as the meat cooks. Now these jalapenos, I'm just gonna rough. I took out the seeds because I am a wimp when it comes to heat. Oh, my eyes are stinging already. All right, so that's all done, and then I'm just gonna chop this garlic real fast. These are going in. I'm gonna add just enough water to cover the meat. The onions and peppers and garlic all nestled in with the meat. I'm gonna turn my fire up, or I'm gonna bring this to a boil, and then I'm gonna take it down to a simmer. And now I'm gonna get my dry spices ready. I have 2 tablespoons each of paprika, chili powder, and cumin, and 1 teaspoon of salt. I'm gonna go ahead and add that. I'm gonna mix it around. I forgot to put my gloves on when I was seeding that jalapeno, and then I touched my face and now my skin is on fire. So wear gloves, don't forget. Anyway, I'm gonna mix this around. Once it comes up to a boil, I'm gonna take it down to a simmer, and it's gonna simmer for a couple of hours. My meat is pretty much done. I just tasted it. The seasonings are good, so I'm just gonna let it simmer for a little while longer. I'm going to skim some of that oil off the top, and now I'm gonna get everything else ready for my tacos. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and cut up my tomato and the lettuce. That. All right, tomatoes done. Now I'm going to cut up lettuce. I like to thinly shred it so it's not too bulky in my tacos. That should be enough. All right, I might chop a little bit of onion too. I'm sure my son wants some in his tacos, and I always forget. And if we don't use all these onions tonight, which we won't, I'm going to put the rest of my dad's enchiladas that he wanted. I have to make those. Okay, there we go. Alrighty, so it's just about time to eat. I'm also going to see if my avocados are ripe yet. So here is taco fixins. I think my avocado is finally ripe, so I'm going to just go ahead and try to make a quick guacamole. I don't like these greens. Oops. I don't like the green-skinned avocados. I like the black-skinned ones. They didn't have any though. It's not avocado season either, so... You come out of there. There we go. Where is my masher at? Let me find my masher. Oops. This is just the initial mashing. Deep. Oops. You here. Let me get the rest of my stuff for this. That's just the initial mashing. All right, I went ahead and mashed my avocado. I'm just gonna put a little tiny bit of onion in here. I mean, just a tiny, tiny bit. I'm gonna put a few of these tomatoes in there. And then I'm gonna get some salt and pepper. Okay. Then I'm going to add some lime juice because I like lime better than lemon. I probably shouldn't have squeezed this lime. I have a little blister on my finger and it really hurts. Okay. I mean, it's not oozing or anything, so it's not gross. All right. Let me give this a little try and see if I need to add anything. Boom. Add a little bit more salt. Some pepper. There we go. Good. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and stick this in the fridge till it's time to use it. I'm just waiting on my rice to be done, and then I'm gonna make my shells. Get my shells in the oven. Now, you see how they come like this, and sometimes when you cook them, they're all folded into themselves and they break if you try to open them. If you put them like this, just inside each other a little, they won't do that. And you won't have to break your shell when you're trying to fill them. I'm gonna get my shells in. All right, let's go ahead and build these tacos. I put some salsa in the little cups. Now I'm gonna put some ground beef, my seasoned ground beef that I just made, into the cups. Into the shells. It is seriously so good. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. Next up is a cheese. I always put lots of cheese. There we go. Now he wants onions on his, so I'm going to do onions. Just like that. We're going to do a little bit of tomatoes. And tomatoes. A little bit of lettuce. Go, and now I'm going to take a guacamole. Oops. Put a tiny little dollop on each taco. I'm gonna see if can y'all see that good? Okay, now I want to see if I have some sour cream left in this little thing. For him, 1, 2, 3. Here we go. All right, there it is. It is now time to eat. Doesn't that look fabulous? Love y'all guys. Hope you have a happy Wednesday.